Okay, the big question, why people do not make money online? Why is it so many of us fail and fail and fail? Every single time, every single thing we buy just ends up being a failure. Never finding success, never finding happiness. Why? Why? Okay, let me answer that. Okay, it's all about competency levels. Everything. It has nothing to do with the system you're buying. It has nothing to do with the person that's selling it to you, whether they are con or not, or whether the system or product or service you're buying is useless or useful. It all has to do about you, your competency level. In fact, you're the reason why you fail. It's not them. I mean, they only are able to get money out of you because of your competency level. Let me show you what I mean. Let me start from bottom to top, right? You have four levels of competency levels, right? There is unconscious incompetence, right? Conscious incompetence, conscious competence, and then unconscious competence. Yeah? Okay. I'm going to explain each of these in detail. Let me just Okay, let's see, where do we start? Okay, unconscious incompetence. Yeah. Now, big question. If you don't know what you're supposed to know, then how do you know what you don't know? Yeah? I've got you thinking there, haven't I? You see, um, you've got to, it's like this. When you come into the industry, you actually don't know what you're supposed to know. So you find that you're falling for everything and everything. There's a saying that goes, if you don't stand for anything, you fall for everything. So you see, things come, you like, ooh, good thing, buy, good thing, buy, good thing, buy. And you see, because since you don't know what you're supposed to know, people that do know what you're supposed to know, they tell you what you're supposed to know. And that's why you believe them. You understand? Now, you don't. That was the answer to the question. That's what I was driving at. Yeah? Then you end up frustrated like this woman over here. You find that information is bombarding you from left, right, and center, and you're like, get out of my head! Everything is a scam! Well, to some extent, that may be true. They're in a sense manipulating you because they know you don't know what you're supposed to know. So they tell you what you're supposed to know, right? And it gets frustrating, believe me. When you don't know what you're supposed to know, simple things like, throw you off course. For example, I remember not too long, I think it was about a month ago, there's this site called TubeMogul that had changed to OneLoad. Now, I didn't know it had changed to OneLoad. So I was going to tubemogul.com, right? And I sent a support ticket and I asked the person, why isn't my account working? He said, it is working, he's activated it, and all I have to do is go back to the new site and log in. Now, I was going back to tubemogul.com and trying to log in, which I couldn't, instead of going to oneload.com. And you see, this got me frustrated and I was like, what's happening? What's happening? Then I realized I wasn't going to OneLoad. So I went to OneLoad and logged in. You see, simple little things that get to you, simple things. But you see, because you don't know what you're supposed to know, you don't know what to look for, you don't know what to do. And if you don't find someone who's helpful, easily manipulated. Then we have conscious incompetence, right? This is the discovery process where you become, so that's what they do. And you're like, okay, let's get thinking. Think. You discover how these so-called internet gurus work, how they put projects together, everything that goes into it, you begin to discover. And as you begin to discover, now you know what you don't know. Yeah? You are now conscious of your incompetence. I know that sounds kind of bad, but if you're incompetent, you're incompetent. So you are now conscious of your incompetence. Right. Then we have conscious competence, which is now the learning process, where you begin to learn everything, begin to get all this knowledge. It's like now you're driving a car, right? And you find out that you know how to drive, but you still have to keep your eye on the gear and have to keep a mental note of what you're doing all the time. You see, but you have knowledge, and knowledge is power. So you're feeling more in control of the car because you know how to maneuver around it. But you're just not good at it yet. You're not very good at driving, but you can drive, right? Now, after conscious incompetence, once you can drive, you begin to let's just say it becomes second nature. Everything becomes natural. You see, everything just comes naturally. You're driving, you could be talking on the phone at the same time you're driving, and you don't even notice you're changing gears and you're moving up and down the clutch and braking because it's natural. It's something that comes completely naturally now. It's unconscious competence. You don't even know how competent you are. In other words, you're that good. You're that good. And once you reach there, ladies and gentlemen, you are on what you call the fast lane. And that is why most people fail online. It's all about competency levels. It's about how much you know. And once you figure out how much you know that you don't know, it's not like once in this game you continue learning. Every day it's changing every day, so you'll always be learning new things. But at the same time, at least you'll be at that competency level where you always know that you don't know. You always know what you don't know, in other words. Yeah, that's a better way to phrase it. You always know what you don't know, right? So guess that's it. That's all I wanted to say. But before I go, I just wanted to leave you with a quote by my favorite author, Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. He said, "What you know is your greatest wealth. What you don't know is your greatest risk." Right? So, people, get educated. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.